Hi there, this is Alyssa from Unbusy, where I teach you how to simplify your home, create routines that work for you as a work-at-home mom, and uplevel your work-from-home mindset. And you're in for a treat today because this is actually a live coaching call. Liliana is a busy mom of 4 kids with a high schooler, 2 in elementary school, and a toddler boy. On this call, we're going to map out a plan for her to handle the overwhelm that comes with having a very busy family that's going in all different directions due to their widely varying ages. And if you want to call just like this, but tailored for you and your problems, then fill out this quick application to get started working with me, because I want you to be an amazing work-at-home mom and actually be able to get everything done. So let's make sure you truly love your work-at-home mom life. Head over to the link below and let's make it happen. So hi, Liliana, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Alyssa.
Give me the 2-minute brain dump on your too busy issues.
I would say time is very consuming, and when I'm with them, it's also consuming with homework and having to juggle the cooking and driving everyone around the city. Those are the main things.
Yes, great. Okay, so first off, do you have set times during the day when you're dealing with the housework? And if so, are you happy with those routines?
I will say I try my best to keep it just very simple and easy. The mornings are a little hectic from the moment, like I will say 7:30 to 9 when I drop them off. Trying to make them breakfast or, also trying to chase a little 2-year-old and try to feed him as well and get them all ready by 9 o'clock. So that will be my main thing in the mornings. Afterwards, I can just come home and kind of, relax back a little bit while I do laundry or depending on what the day hits. Either I have to make a choice too. Like either I do laundry or clean the
Mhm.
house, or I also play with my son most of the time. And yeah, little things like that.
Okay, great. And then how long is your period till you get all the rest of the kids back? How many hours are you usually having?
Okay, so I would say I pick them up around 3:45, so it's like yeah, like 5 or 6 hours. Yeah.
Okay. And then we'll skip over that for now and go to evening. I assume it's kind of a repeat of the morning. It's all pretty busy because homework and supper and bedtime routines and everything.
Yeah, that and also that I have responsibilities at the church.
Yes.
So yeah, my Mondays kind of to give you a face of my schedule. Some Mondays we have community groups. Some Mondays we don't. The Mondays that we don't, we try to do as much as we can to do either family things or just, homework and kind of focus on that and spending more time with our kids. But other than that, like Tuesdays, I have inner healing and deliverance. Wednesdays is youth group, clarinet lessons. Some Mondays, well, not some Mondays, most of the Mondays are also piano lessons. Um, right after I pick up my oldest, so it's like 4:45, and then 5:15 I have piano lessons, and then when I come back, if we have group, it's like right there at 6. You've seen me. And but the Mondays that we don't have group, it's a little bit easier for me. And then Wednesdays, like I said, youth group. Thursdays, I meet with the ladies, and sometimes the other Thursdays is my husband's time. So it's always something happening um, most of the days.
Yes, I can see that. Okay.
Yeah.
So talk to me a little bit about what's going on in between 9 to 3:45. Obviously, playing with Judah doesn't take up the entire time, and you're choosing the laundry and the cleaning and stuff.
Yes. So I take advantage, especially when he's napping. He should be napping right now, but since I'm in a call, I didn't put him nap. Uh, so I'm pretty sure after the call, I will put him napping. So in that time, I either cook or sometimes I take advantage after the girls are gone. I focus on my cooking. And then when Judah's asleep, I can fold clothes, put it away, and just sometimes just sit down and read my Bible or take a nap, which it rarely happens. But sometimes I do have my time to just sit and watch a show or something like that. Um, but still, sometimes I feel very tired by the end of the day. It's most of the time, it's just very overwhelming. Wanting to also connect with my spouse is a little hard since he comes home pretty late. And then it's mainly time consumed with our children other than, us. And I just go straight to bed and I'll see him tomorrow for like 20 minutes.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
So it sounds like one strategy for connecting with him is probably lean a little harder on the weekends. Since,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
And then how early is he also going to work? Quite early in the morning, not just staying late as well?
Yeah, we both wake up early, same time, 6:15, and then we, trying to get ready and try to at least to sit down, even if it's a cereal, to kind of chat with one another.
Mhm.
And then I have to go take up Carol to school. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that sounds like a good routine for you guys based on just the realities of 3 kids in school and long hours and stuff.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
having that daily
Yeah.
touching base time. And then do you have any
Right.
time between putting the younger ones to bed, or that's when he's having to do some more work on the laptop? What's that look like in the evening?
We try not to work afterwards because I'm either really tired and I just want to hit bed. There are moments or days where I sacrifice my sleep to just kind of sit with him and go over things that we need to talk, or sometimes we do sit down for a show or just to kind of pray for one another. But it's just really depends on when the kids are. Like this 2 past weeks, I have been trying to get them in bed by the latest of 8:30. And that really has given us more time and also a good sleep.
Yes.
So, yeah.
That sounds like a great strategy that you already figured out to keep going with, since I know that's the only way we can get quiet with each other as
Yeah.
well, is you're done, you're in your
It's much
room.
needed.
Yes. And even
Yes.
sometimes we will say, okay, you have to go to your room or be outside earlier than that. We're not saying you have to be in bed and asleep, but you need to leave the living room or not make such a racket so mommy and daddy can have time together too.
Yeah. And that will be another thing that I'm trying to juggle, how to have them listen in that way of, because I can do that. I know I'm capable of doing that. And the fact is that I still hear the giggles or I still hear the fights,
Mhm.
and they're loud enough that it can get our attention for us to go back and say like 1,000 times, stop.
Mhm.
Or like, I'm trying to figure out a way where I can just literally come and say, look, I said stop once. I don't think I need to come back and say it again. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Yes.
But I have to find the strategy for that yet.
Yes. Yes. When they get in noisy mode, since I'm not the parenting expert, these are the only things that have worked for us, and it doesn't work every night. Splitting up people into a different room, even if it's a laundry room, something it had a door, it was a separate space, and saying you are being there with your toys or your special blanket and your special stuffed animal. And when you are ready to fall asleep, you can go back, but you are being too loud with your brother or sister. You have to be separate. So it's like, depending on, do they like time by themselves or do they really like being with their sibling? So it's either you get to be by yourself, or it's this is your punishment. You may not be with your sibling until you show mommy good behavior and you're not going to scream and raise a ruckus. That's a possibility.
That's a good idea.
The other one is, it depends if you give your kids, yeah, any allowance money or tiny amounts. And if they like that money, coming in and dinging them a significant percentage of that every time for noise. The rule is you have to obey. I think it's a psychological technique. Basically, if we think we already have it, it hurts more to have it taken away than it does to say, oh, you didn't earn the money for good behavior this week. Too bad. You get less. So it's, give me $1, give me a penny. You can vary it quite a lot based on the actual money amounts you're choosing for your family. And then if they are very attached to money and they like counting their money, they get really ticked when you're like, pay up, and they think twice the next day.
You didn't make enough because of your whining and the loud noise.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Like, hey, I'll stay quiet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we try that. And then sometimes you get the other one cares more like, shh, be quiet. Otherwise, mom's going to come in here and you know what happens.
I really want to get my money. So you're going to give me a troll. That's awesome. That's a good, I'm going to write it down. Write it down. That's awesome. Thank you.
You can also try sending them outside if that's far enough away that them yelling and being loud together doesn't bother you.
Yeah. Yeah. Usually is like when I try to put them to sleep. And lately with Judah, because Judah's still in our room. So one of the reasons why we're looking for another house, it's that. But kind of giving him some melatonin, and I don't do it all the time, but here and there I do give him some so he can just try to sleep in his bed. But practicing to sleep on his own at night, it's been the hardest. I think during nap time, he does well. He goes on his own, no milk, nothing with him. And he goes to sleep, but I wish he could do that at night.
Yes.
So, but yeah, I can't give him money yet, but I'll try that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. So, but other than that, yeah, it's just been kind of hectic with time. And I feel like sometimes I'm not wanting to just be selfish, but I also want to have my time where I can study or where I can feel productive other than just being a mother and a wife and the one that does everything at home,
Which I'm not viewing as selfish. I'm viewing it as, well, a few different things. Number one, you are a person with your own gifts, talents, and abilities, and that didn't stop because you got married and you have kids. So continuing to do that and fulfilling the purpose in the world from God. Okay, that's a thing. Number two, when you don't get the quiet you need, now you're snapping at the kids. Now you're frustrated. Now you don't have time. Everything's a hassle. It's like, well, that's not parenting according to the Spirit. Yes, so why are we making it harder on ourselves?
Sure.
God's not asking for that. So taking care of ourselves enough to show up. I mean, if I don't take a break during the afternoon, I am worn out by 4:00 when everybody needs to come out and deal with homework and, food prep and dinner and all of that. So I have to have my break then because we have the whole evening shift to deal with. You can't just say, oh, it's been 8 hours, good enough, whatever. It doesn't work. We have to give ourselves a break ahead of time as moms. So I was wondering.
I've been working.
If picking a regular time for every afternoon, so it's not just once in a while, but every afternoon you can sit down for the Bible study or the show or the nap. I think that would make a big difference to the stress level, the calm, the peace, feeling filled up enough.
I think I will probably choose that in the afternoons when he is napping. It seems to be easier for me because it's in the quiet and not my other children are here. It's just hard to choose sometimes. Which one do I want to do? Nap or paint or study? So yes, makes sense. Taking care of myself does matter. So
yes, and doing it when he's napping, yes, absolutely. Quiet is so nice. And then that's just like the standard time block, it can happen. And then it doesn't become an issue. You're not deciding every day, should you or shouldn't you? It's no, he's down. Okay, what do I need most? Do I need the nap? Do I want more time in the Word? What do I feel some painting coming on?
True. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I will write that down so I can remember myself. Remind myself. Take care of myself.
Now, is there anything that you tend to do during nap time we need to move to a different time of day so you're not looking around saying, oh, shoot, I didn't get that done. And then you skip?
There are days, yeah, there are days where I have learned how to have grace too. Like when I feel very overwhelmed, I just sit there without doing anything. I just sit on the couch and do nothing. Just kind of grab my blanket and cuddle, just like that by myself. I can be drinking my cup of coffee or something that makes me happy. But other than that, most of the times, I think it's in my brain to try to help my brain to say no to things. Because I can be sitting down knowing that this is my moment, but I feel like laundry is calling me. I feel like you could be just cooking, or you could just, be studying, or yeah. But it, it's been a hard adjustment, I will say, for me, because I'm always on the go, and for me to stop and being still, it's really hard. I'm a person that is always connecting with people, and I have this year, I feel like the Lord is teaching me how to not be so much on my phone. And I have a rule on my phone: from this time to this time, you can be on it. From this time, it shuts off. And it's been really hard, but it's been really helpful and healthy for my heart.
Good for you.
So, yeah.
And
thank
I
you.
would say I'm similar in that if there's laundry undone and there's food prep I know I need to get to, I don't want to sit down until I've finished it. So rather than fight my personality on that, what I learned is shove all that in a different section of the day. So earlier, you have Judah around, but not the girls. Do
Right.
it then so that there's nothing infringing on that time.
Right.
How
Yes.
much, like, can you pick a cleaning task or every day a short cleaning task plus laundry, or, do something so you feel like every day, from 9 to 11, I'm cleaning and cooking, and then lunch,
Yeah.
and then I'm playing with Judah till he goes down for nap, or something like that you feel you have
Yeah.
housework time blocks?
I do. I'm not the type of person that writes things down, or it's mainly here. Okay, from this time to this time, or like I check. I'm getting better at like even appointments, like writing them down, put them on my phone, be reminded of all these things. My schedule is pretty full. In the mornings, I try my best to connect with people, but at the same time, I have slowed down a lot because I do have things to get done. And like you said, I do my best to get them done so I can not fight against myself. Um, and then go on with my day and play with Judah either way. So I can explain my days when those things happen, drop off the girls, do laundry, fold them, and then leave them in the couch, move on to maybe wiping the tables, or, cleaning a few things. And then when Judah's down, I put away the clothes, but I have time to kind of spend time with him before he does that. So I can, feel like, okay, well, the clothes can wait and the dishes can wait, but I will try to focus on priority, kind of to get him tired too, so he can go to sleep and I can get to do my things. But I I like how I handle things, but there are times, like you mentioned, where I don't think of myself, and I do need to do that more often and, unplugged.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Another thought for cutting down the amount, say, in the laundry folding. Are you doing everything for everyone, or are you like dropping off the girls' laundry in their rooms for you deal with it, you put it away, or do they know how to do their own laundry and stuff like that?
I basically get it all straight, like, kind of like the shirts. I just put it in their room and they put it away. I don't do that for them anymore. I used to, not anymore. Same thing with the hubby and my oldest. I don't fold your clothes. I just stretch them so they won't get wrinkled. And that's it. Lately, I haven't been cooking as much for the younger ones because they really don't eat my food. And that's another thing that I have to be dealing with. Like, they don't want any protein, like meat. And it's very sad. But, like my oldest eats, Jeremy eats. And when Jeremy gets home late, that's the hard part. Because I'm like, I'm only going to cook once a day. I'm not going to cook twice. I'm not making 2 or 3 meals. I'm just gonna make one, and that's all you get. If you don't want it, then you can make your own self a sandwich or a peanut butter, whatever you want.
Yes, exactly.
So I'm learning to do that. And then chores, like, okay, this you take out the trash or you need to help. And when I tell them to help, it's funny how they make faces of like, I don't know how to do that. Because you are so used to Cinderella doing everything for you. I'm sorry,
Yes.
I can't.
Yeah, since like they're in elementary
So,
school, they're plenty old enough to learn how.
yes, yes. So it's been going on lately where I just let them be. And even if they're not making it the way I want it to be made, I'm just letting it happen because for my own sanity too.
Yes, it's an exercise in letting go and getting help at the same time.
Yes, yes. Because in the future, they're gonna get better.
Yes, they do. And
Right.
the other hopeful thing to tell you is
It'll get better.
they will develop their own skills that they're really good at, you know. So my girls like to cook, and my Judo likes toilet scrubbing. Whatever it is, yes, they'll always have the chores they hate, but there'll also be ones that they find that they enjoy, and they will always volunteer for that one. So it's not just going to be a constant menu of, mom asked me to do this and hate that and hate that and hate that and hate that. We
Right.
will develop specialties in the house.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, they definitely don't like helping with laundry. That I know. As soon as they hear the beep, it's like run. But they know that if daddy is home and I'm not, they know that they're going to do laundry. And so at least I think with me, it's like at least they get it stretched and ready to go. But with daddy, it's like, no, you get your laundry out of the laundry, the dryer and do it yourself. So
Which is what we do. In fact, I say, okay, go drive your laundry basket over. If you're little enough, you still like to drive it yourself. Okay, you don't have to carry it. Just make
true.
it a car, load
Yeah.
it up. I'll program it for you, and you need to move it over to the dryer. You need to get it because the next person might want a load done. And then you need to take it back to your room. And I don't want to see a laundry heap on the floor tonight when
Right.
I put you in bed. I want to see it's in your dresser. And I'm like, okay, I released it has to be folded in the dresser, at least for the boys, and said, you can throw it in however way we want it. That's how your clothes will look. But as long as it's
Yes.
put away.
Yeah. How do you uh what time do they go to sleep, your kiddos?
The girls are closer to 9, and the boys, well, Judah like more like 8:30, and then we're really trying to get Caleb more at 7:30 because he's a lot younger than everyone else. So I do have to use that split up technique so that he will go to sleep, because otherwise he will stay up as late as everyone else.
Yeah.
We always used to be and then the babies tend to go to sleep at the 6:30 to 7. So we always used to be very early bedtime, and then all of a sudden it shifted to 8, and then yeah, the preteens and teens stay up later. So
Okay, cool. Yeah. And when you started with the babies, like giving them chores, did you get good responses out of them? Or sorry, he's throwing a fit.
oh, not a problem. Yes, because they didn't know any different. So, the 3-year-old thinks it's fun to clean bathrooms with big sisters because they let her spray the mirror and spray things, and she thinks that's nice.
Yeah.
And then the 6-year-old has been used to, oh, hey, do you want to do this? So, I mean, he's pretty fond of driving laundry baskets if you catch him in a good mood. And if you don't, then it's a you need to obey mommy moment. So yeah, They're more used to that, and I wait till closer to 8 or 9 before I make them responsible for a lot more in the way of chores.
Okay, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Um, they would love to help with dishes, but what I have done is if it's plastics,
Yes.
let them
Yeah.
load the washer or anything like that. But if it's like regular dishes, I don't.
Hmm.
It's kind of hard. I'll give you up. Kind of hard to juggle that and give them responsibilities that they will be capable of doing. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Now, remind me
So
how old Hannah and Camilla are again.
Hannah is 7 and Camila is 9.
Okay. So yeah, we have Judah doing breakables in the dishwasher, and he has since he was 8. Granted, he wasn't dropping anything, but we have been letting him do the grown-up stuff. And then if they're younger than 8, we just keep them only plastics. So you are only loading or unloading plastics, or like the metal knives and forks and things.
Right, right. Yeah. That's good. That's good. I know. You want to go
Oh,
now. Sorry.
yeah. The other thing you could try for more help around the house, like especially the cleaning stuff, is if weeknights are just too busy because there's school and homework, you can try the whole Saturday cleaning thing. I don't know what your current routine is around that. So for us, we spend, the first hour or two, depending on how fast or slow everyone is on their chores, Saturday morning after the leisurely family breakfast, family traditions. Everyone is supposed to go clean something in the house because during the school week, it just really wasn't getting done.
Yeah.
That's another way to take stuff off your plate and train them to do chores when you're not feeling pulled in a bazillion different directions as well.
Yes. Yeah. Wait a minute. Wait, mommy's talking. Yeah, that makes sense on Saturday mornings probably because we take it pretty easy on the weekend since it's the time that we get as a family. Because most of the week it's like busy doing our own thing in school, but the week I think Saturdays will be a good kind of starting, maybe twice a month to have them clean their room or vacuum their floors, or that's a good idea. To, uh, but I really like the idea of separating them when they're not going to sleep and
Yeah,
they're high.
so you just have to. They feed off each other. So like,
Yes, yes, yes.
I don't want to spend the energy coming in constantly telling them to be quiet. So my mother's like, well, can you just avoid the problem, find a different way around it? Instead of saying you should be able to make them listen to you and be quiet, can you change the environment somehow so it doesn't happen again? Oh, well.
Yes, 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 yes. How long did it took you to get them all agreeing with things? Did it took you a long time or?
Well, if it's something new like adding a bedtime split up thing, then it takes more like a week of every night. No, this is the new thing. So and so needs to go to bed and you're still being loud because they're so used to the way things are. A
Right,
lot of it has just been they grew up this way, so they don't know any different.
right, right. I agree.
But otherwise, yes, sometimes it's taken a few months when we've ramped up, let's say, okay, you just turned 8 or 9, you need to start learning how to do vacuuming and bathroom cleaning and mopping. And so it like add 5 different things to their plate, then yes, that's more of a matter of a few months to go from this is totally new, I don't know how to do anything, to, oh, if mom tells me to do this, I do know what to do and I can just do it without supervision.
Right. Okay. That's great. Well, thank you for all of those tips. Sometimes it's good to be reminded of there's hope.
Yes, there definitely is.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sharing all of this, Liliana.
Thank you, Alyssa, for listening.
And thank you for letting our listeners see what it looks like to handle such a big age range of kids as well. That is so practical.
Absolutely.
And I hope your new time tips make a huge difference.
Yes. And I will keep you posted on how those go.
Thank you. And remember, to our listeners, if you want calls like this every week, but tailored to you and your problems, fill out this quick application to get started working with me, because I want you to be an amazing work-at-home mom and actually be able to get everything done. So let's make sure you truly love your work-at-home mom life. Head on over to the link I've included below and let's do this. That's all for now, and have a wonderful day.